Hello, I'm Scott Brady with Overland Journal and Expedition Portal, and I am here in beautiful and very rainy Sardinia, Italy. And we're here to test the new Aprilia 660 Tuareg. Now, it's been a long time since Aprilia had an adventure bike. We actually had a Cap Nord Rally for a period of time, but this is the first in a long time of an off-road capable adventure bike from this Italian brand. And that's because this mid-weight adventure motorcycle class is booming, and for good reason. It's actually some of the best motorcycles that we have on the market today, where it pairs the off-road capability of the smaller dirt bikes, the 250s, the 450s, the 650s that we've used in years past, with the technology and comfort and long-distance touring capabilities of the larger leader and larger bikes. So, for example, a 1200 BMW. So you pair those two things together and you end up with these mid-weight touring bikes. Now, this is not just an adventure travel bike. It's also a great bike on the dirt. And that's because it has a very soft suspension with 240 millimeters of travel. So a great deal of rider comfort and rider confidence when you're on the dirt. But what makes this great for overland travel? Let's start from the front of the bike and go to the back. Up at the very front, we have a 21-inch front wheel, which greatly improves dirt performance and allows the fitment of a standard diameter tire, which we can find much more easily in the places that we travel around the world. We've also got a large upright windscreen that provides a great deal of wind protection. It also has a large TFT screen for daylight readability and a lot of information quickly at hand. When we move a little bit further back, we've got great mirrors, low vibration, very easy to navigate and operate switchgear that includes even cruise control. So I can easily move through the rider modes with just a few touches of a button. A little bit further back and we move up into nearly 5 gallons of fuel on board. So this is going to give us easily 200 miles of range when we're traveling internationally. In fact, if we keep our speeds down a little bit, we can easily get up into that 250 to 270 miles of range with an easy throttle. I also found that this bike is really comfortable to ride long distances on the saddle. Now, it's typical that a more dirt-oriented bike, it'll be narrow in the front, but it'll also stay very narrow all the way to the back. They've adjusted that a little bit and made a very wide saddle for the type of bike that it is, just a few inches after the standing position. So I found it to be comfortable all day riding in the mountains of Sardinia. And then they also have the capability to fit proper luggage, including a luggage rack and aluminum panniers, including a top case. Now let's talk about this bike on the dirt. This is where it really surprised me. This is a long travel 240 millimeter suspension front and rear. It's adjustable for preload, both front and rear, adjustable for rebound and compression. And I found that it needed it because in the factory settings, it was fairly light on spring rate for a guy my size. I could also have used a little bit more rebound control when I was moving through the more technical terrain. When it comes to the off-road technologies on this bike, the traction control is excellent and adjustable. When you go into off-road mode, you can set the traction control intervention to off, 1, which is the lowest amount of intervention, all the way up to 3, which really limits wheel spin. It also disengages the rear ABS, but it keeps the front ABS on, but in a more aggressive off-road mode. I found both of these systems to be excellent for the terrain that we traveled on in Sardinia today. I also really like the suspension. Now at high speeds on the pavement, on these twisty roads along the coast, I did notice quite a bit of dive, particularly under heavy braking, but that's common for a long-legged bike like this. But when it came to the dirt, it was extremely comfortable and confidence-inspiring. So that soft suspension travel ended up resulting in a lot of traction, which is what we're looking for when we're in unknown conditions. Now let's talk real quick about price. So this bike is actually an excellent value. It comes in at $12,000 as you see it equipped here, with a little bit more money for this custom livery, paint job, and then it also has a quick shift transmission shifter on it as well. but it's a very good value when you're looking for the overall package and the fact that it's an Italian motorcycle that looks this great. So it's exciting to see all of these developments in the mid-class adventure motorcycle arena, and this is one of the best ones on the market. Overall, this new Aprilia Tuareg, it's a very cool bike. In fact, I could easily see myself wanting to ride it around the world, and I think it'll prove popular for people looking to do just the same.